king wanted his daughter to marry the prince of some nearby kingdom. So the king called for all of the eligible royalty to show up at the palace so the princess could take a look at them. And there they were. A pack of royalty lined up like a circus parade, waiting for the princess to pick a winner. All but one, who knew what he wanted and was determined to get it. But the princess knew what she wanted too, and was just as determined to get it. And none of us knew just how determined she was. She was a proud girl, and wasn't going to settle for just any prince or king. She insisted, a perfect one.
That one has a nose like a banana. You, the knock-kneed one. Yes, you. Move over there next to the bow-legged one. Yes, that's better. Isn't that delightfully droll, Father? Now they spell ox. Now there's a fine figure of a man. Too bad he has a beard like a bird's nest, like that of a thrush. I shall call you King Thrushbeard.
Don't you like any of them, dear?
I've never seen a more motley collection of royalty. Why, I wouldn't enter one of them in a dog show. And certainly none of them are fit to be the husband of such a beautiful princess as myself.
Well, la-ti-da, aren't you the fancy princess? Nobody's good enough for you, huh? Why, I've never seen such a spoiled, lazy, dumb, useless lump of female contrariness.
You forgot to add that I'm very pretty.
Pretty conceited.
As a princess, I'm entitled to be conceited.
You're not entitled to be anything. Don't talk to me about being entitled. I earned my title the hard way. You'll never know how many heads I chopped to get where I am. You got your title, Herman, just by being my daughter. If I'd known you'd be such a headache, I'd have had one myself that night.
You shall not talk to a princess that way.
Princess, bah! Next thing you want to be is a queen.
Someday I shall be a queen.
Over my dead body. What am I saying? What am I going to do with this arrogant idiot?
My prince shall be the most handsome young man in the world. He shall be dressed in a suit woven of golden thread with buttons of diamonds.
Those poor lumps who stood in line out there. Boy, if they'd only known what she's really like. I wonder if I could foist her off on some frog.
And all my handsome prince shall do all day is wait upon my every wish.
Some dumb frog.
And all I shall have to do is look beautiful all day. And everyone in the court shall line up in a column of twos to tell me how beautiful I am.
And I'm not talking about some handsome prince who's been turned into a frog. I mean a frog.
And my prince shall hire the finest poets in the land to write love poems.
No, I can't do it. Not even to a frog. Besides, it wouldn't work. She'd think he was an enchanted prince even if the kids were green. A beggar, that's what she needs. I'll give her to the first beggar who comes along. Who's out over there? Looks scruffy enough. Coming this way, too. Are you a beggar?
Your Highness, I am merely a wandering minstrel, a thing of rags and patches, of ballads, songs, and snatches.
Nice rhyming. Somebody ought to use that someday.
Good day, wandering minstrel. You may tell me how beautiful I am.
You are indeed beautiful, princess.
You see, Father, even an ignorant, slovenly peasant can see how beautiful I am.
Yes, after a hint. She's waiting for a handsome prince. Do you have a song about that?
I have songs for every occasion, Your Highness. Carols for coronations, melodies for marriages, ditties for divorces, and even ballads for beheadings.
Don't give me the table of contents, just a sample.
I'll do my best.
I'll have you know, peasant, that my handsome prince shall arrive any day now. Of course, he must be the most handsome prince, with face like shining sunlight, dressed in...
Forget it! Minstrel, you had the right song there. Is there anything you'd like to beg for?
Perhaps a crust of bread and a glass of water?
Bread and water? Why, nothing of the sort. I'll give you something you never dreamed of. I promised my beautiful daughter, the princess, to the first beggar who came along. She's yours.
I'll settle for just a glass of water.
Sorry, beggar, but you can't be a chooser. Here's my scribe. I'll need you to make a note of that. Anyway. Goodbye, dear. It's been nice knowing you. At least until you learn to talk.
I shall not bestow my favors on a begging minstrel.
Favors, you call them. Big deal. If I wasn't the king, I'd have to pay this guy to take you.
But, Your Highness, I had not planned on taking a wife.
You are not taking a wife. Not mine, anyway. I'm still using her. You get this one. If you don't take her, I'll have you boiled in oil, torn to pieces, and your head stuck on a pole.
Your Highness can be very persuasive.
I told you so.
Well, come along, darling.
Don't you dare lay your common hands on me.
You like my hovel, dear. Plenty of fresh air through the windows, running water through the roof. Very healthful. We haven't far to go.
What a beautiful forest. Who owns it?
It belongs to King Thrushbeard.
That silly-looking man with the fuzzy chin?
The very one. He owns the castle over there, too. You could have married him, but he wasn't perfect enough for you.
This is where you live?
It's no castle, but it's clean and comfortable. Here, wifey, you can do some sewing. You might as well make yourself useful.
But I always had 100 seamstresses to do my sewing. What's this?
It's a needle.
It bit me! Look, I'm bleeding! Ah! It isn't blue anymore! Why, I don't know the first thing about sewing.
How about cooking?
I always had 100 cooks to prepare great delicacies for me when I was princess.
That was in the good old days, wifey. Can you cook?
I have no intention of baking your tea, or boiling your steak, or whatever it is that one does. That is for menials.
Well, that's us. But I can see you'd better not go near a cookpot or we'll both be poisoned. There must be something you can do. I have some old pots and pans. Take these to the city near the palace. Just sit in the marketplace and wait for people to buy them. Take whatever money they offer. While you do that, I'll go try to earn something. We must eat even if you can't cook. I guess I'll try to get something we can eat raw. Get out of those fancy clothes.
makes fun of me, I shall simply die of mortification. What a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city. It belonged to King Thrushbeard. It could have belonged to the princess of another kingdom too, but she was too proud to marry him.
Gorgeous all those pots. Well, I suppose there's anyone that'll buy anything sold by a pretty girl.
Can't see why myself. I think the product should be sold by a distinguished figure, like a king or a knight, maybe a nice wizard.
Say, you look sort of familiar. Didn't you used to be the princess who turned down the king?
I am that princess.
Not anymore, you aren't. I never saw a princess selling old pots here before.
I shall not accept criticism from those beneath my station.
Beneath your station, indeed. I don't have to sell old pots.
Old pots, eh? I think I could use one. Thanks.
Aren't you going to pay for it?
Me? Pay? I take what I want. Pay. The very idea is ridiculous, impossible, and somewhat nauseating, right?
Right.
Right?
I don't know whether you're right or not. I usually have advisors to tell me what's right. A princess need not think for herself.
A princess dressed in rags? Where's your crown? Where's your jewels? Where's your kingdom? Where's your ladies in waiting? Where's your handsome prince?
She has no handsome prince. She could have married King Thrushbeard, but she refused.
Why would you do a thing like that?
Because he had a silly beard.
You judge a man by his beard? I don't have a beard. Would you marry me?
I intend to marry only the most perfect of men.
That lets me out of it, thank God. I like to do the best I can, but I don't want to have to be perfect.
Not even a beautiful princess is worth that.
Well, I'm off to see the king. I have an important message for him.
Good news?
The best. I'll tell him that I met the woman who refused to marry him, and he doesn't know how lucky he is.
sold the pots?
That is not a fitting occupation for a princess. I should be sitting in a large chair by the fireside, listening to songs and praising my beauty, sung by the most talented minstrel in the world.
My dear princess,
I consider myself the finest minstrel on the land, and I sing songs in praise of beauty only when I'm paid. You don't pay me to sing. In fact, you don't even earn enough to pay for your own food.
Food? Don't speak to me of food. Why, I haven't had anything suitable for a princess to eat. Where are the hummingbird's tongues? Where are the truffles under glass? Where are the noodle goose liver? You feed me swill.
Today we don't even have swill. I had to fight a pig for it, and I lost.
But I must eat something. The court sycophants told me I have a beautiful figure. I wouldn't want to lose any of it.
I found a job for you in the king's kitchen. At least you'll be fed there.
But I know nothing of kitchens. Kitchens are where menials prepare food for the royalty. I refuse to be a scupper maid, or whatever it is.
Are you hungry?
Starved.
Then you might get some leftover food. A used bone, perhaps, or a shred of elderly lettuce, or the thin part of yesterday's stew.
I'll take it.
Put what you can into your pockets and eat when you have a chance. But, you know, you probably won't get a chance to eat the roast goose, or the peach cobbler, or the mashed potatoes with puddles of rich brown gravy on top.
Shut up!
You'll be too busy cooking to eat.
It won't be that. I'd better hurry up before it's all gone.
You? What are you doing here?
I'm the minstrel's wife. He said I could work here.
Nobody told me. I'm the cook. Seems to me all sorts of disreputable people are showing up nowadays. Say, you look like that stupid princess who refused to marry the king.
What's in there?
Food. I said, you look like that stupid
Mom,
princess.
that looks good.
It is good. I cooked it, didn't I?
May I taste it?
Of course not.
Isn't that a dragon out there?
That isn't a dragon. That's just the king's dog. Nice dog, too. He gets all the leftovers.
All of them?
All but the peach cobbler. The king doesn't want him to get fat. Besides, that dog has no sweet thing.
Not the dog, that dragon out there.
That's him. He just looks like a dragon. Say, what's going on?
Please, I'm starving. Give me some food. A used bone will do.
What? Out of the question. What kind of cruel person are you that you would take food from a hungry dog? Well, I bet you fight the pig for its swill.
Let me at him. I must have something to eat.
No, you can eat something after the food's been served. Let's see now. First is the delicate, clear broth with bits of dainty parsley on top.
Forget the soup. Get to the main course.
That's the roast sucking pig with an apple in its mouth.
Can't I at least have the apple? Anything, please. I'm begging you.
The dog does it better.
I'll lick your hand.
Stop slobbering.
More.
Don't be greedy. Say, you are that stupid princess who refused to marry the king.
Yes, I am. I was stupid and proud and arrogant and vain.
And picky.
I was getting to that. Couldn't I have just one more